Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my April TBR. Couple things. One, sorry that there was no video last week. I was on spring break and I had like plans to make a bunch of different videos, both for YouTube and like Instagram and TikTok and all these things. And then of course I got sick, like literally the first day of spring break, just down for the count, like 100-degree fever, coughing, like it was awful. So most of my spring break I was sick. I'm still kind of recovering. I'm like not contagious anymore because I don't have a fever anymore, but I still have like some lingering like mucus and stuff. So if I sound a little off or if I'm coughing or sneezing, I'm so sorry. I'll really try to cut them out, but sometimes it's really hard to like cut certain things out. It like makes the video look weird. That's the first thing. Second thing, you may think the lighting looks different. That's because my lights are actually off and I have my window, like the blinds open, because my lights have been, there's 3 of them in the fixture and one of them has been like flickering on and off. And I started filming like that and then it started doing it. And I feel like that is going to annoy you all. Like it would annoy me in a video. So that's why the lighting might look a little darker than normal. Because it's also like a rainy, gloomy day today, unfortunately. Of course it is. But it's still bright enough that like you can see me and that's really all that matters. And then third thing, I am going on a trip this weekend, so I won't be able to get my March reading wrap up like immediately, like the end of March, beginning of April. But it should still be up like pretty early on in April. But I just wanted to let you guys know so you guys are like, Paige, it's been exactly a week, where is it? It might take me a little longer, I'm so sorry. It'll just kind of depend on when I get back and I get back here, how quickly I can edit it. But yeah, those are the little like updates I wanted to give you guys. But today's video, like I said, is my April TBR, and I'm going to use a random like wheel generator thing on Google. And I have put 20 books in there and it's going to pick my TBR for this month. So I did this once before. I think it's when I lived in my dorm. And I don't know, I just feel like it's probably more interesting for you guys if it's picked this way than if I'm just like, so I picked this book and then I picked this book and I picked this book. So I thought that you guys might enjoy this more, but that is really all I have for you guys for today. So let's get into the video. Okay, so this is the wheel. It has 20 books in it. I will tell you guys what all the books are. But yeah, so I kind of just picked books that I had the physical copies of. I'm pretty sure every book that's on this list I have the physical copy of, whether it's here or at my house, I have it. And so if I don't have it here, I made sure that I have it on Kindle. Like they're all on Kindle Unlimited. So the first book that is on the list is Icebound. I got this in my probably smut book box like months ago. And I still haven't read it, and I want to read it because it's a hockey romance, I'm pretty sure, and you guys know I love hockey romance. And then Scorpio Rising is the next one. I got that for Christmas. And really all I know about it is that it's a romantasy, and honestly I'm someone who really likes to go into books not knowing a whole lot. Like obviously like you need to know a little bit, like sometimes tropes and things like that, just to like make sure it's like gonna be somewhat your vibe. But I feel like going into books that you don't really know a lot about helps it make it feel like more unique, and especially if it's a trope you read a lot of, like for example, enemies to lovers is one of my favorite tropes. So if I'm just reading like back to back to back enemies to lovers, I know exactly what's happening already, it's gonna be boring. Whereas if I don't really know anything about it, there's at least that like aspect of excitement to like figure it out. And then Damaged Like Us by Kristen Becker-Ritchie, which is the first book in the Like Us series. Y'all, I wanted to push this off for so long because I was like, I don't want to have to like finish it and then like really officially say goodbye to that universe. But Kristen Becker-Ritchie are coming out with a new series this year that's going back to this universe with the Cobalt children. So sounds like the perfect time for me to start the Like Us series because I don't have to worry about it now. There'll be another series for me. And I didn't put their what is it called? Dishonestly Mine? No. What is it called? Hold on. What's the second one called? See, I know if I Google it, it'll show up. Ah, Destructively Mine. Yes. So, I didn't put Destructively Mine on here because I know that it's coming out in late April, and so I don't know if I'm even gonna read it before April ends. So that one will probably go on my May TBR. but I am aware that that's coming out. Don't worry, guys. Of course I am. I'm literally so excited. And then I have The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I got that in my Barnes trip that I did a couple months ago with my friend Kara. I've really liked the Frida McFadden books I've read so far, and I've heard good things about this one, so I'm excited. A Fate Inked in Blood. It's another fantasy romantic-y type book. I also got that in my Probably Smut book box. Stealing Home from the Beyond the Play series. It's book 3. Black Ties and White Lies by Kat Singleton, I think is her name. I got that for my birthday, and I actually newsflash, I bought the next 2 books in the series. There's 3 of them, because I just found out that she's getting them like traditionally published, and so they're gonna get new covers. And I like, even though I know they have a man on the cover right now, but I like how it looks because it's like, I don't know, I like it because he's not like shirtless and stuff. It's kind of like here down, and like it gives off the businessy billionaire vibe that it's supposed to give. Like I like how they are, and I can't guarantee I'll like the new ones, so I bought them just to be safe. Worst comes to worst, I'll sell them or donate them and get the other ones if I like the other ones better, or if I like the series, I'll just have them all. It's fine. But I actually want to like read the first book and actually know if like I like the series or the vibe that it's giving. Then we have Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black, I think is his name. That might be wrong. No, I think that's right. Hold on. We're gonna do another Google search because, yep, Daniel Black, slay. Okay. I have had this book for like 3 years now, I feel like. And my mom actually read it because he released another book kind of related to that first book, called Isaac's Story, and my mom read that and then read Don't Cry for Me. And I found that out. I was like, oh my god, wait, I have that book. Like, I want to read it. So, have that on there. And then The Best Kind of Forever by Celeste Byers, I think. It's a book I have at home. I've had it for a while. I want to read it. Never Have I Ever, by forgetting the name of the author, but it's like Never Have I Ever, Spin the Bottle, Truth or Dare. It's like all these like kind of like party games and stuff is like the titles, and it's like college romance series. The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, so that is one of her like adult romances, and so I want to see, because I loved Better Than the Movie, so I want to see what the writing is like between a YA and an adult from her standpoint. The Striker by Anna Huang. I read the Twisted series. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world, but I liked them. And I like sports romances, so I'm curious to see how this goes for her. And then I have Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas, which, if you guys don't know, I read the first 2 books, Corrupt and Hideaway, 2 years ago, maybe at this point, a year and a half ago. And I liked both of them. And then I started Kill Switch, and I could not get into it because I hate this character. Like, I hated him in the first 2 books, and I still hate him. And, like, he just kind of makes me uncomfortable. But people say that, like, everyone loves him. So, like, I feel like he has to have some sort of redemption arc in his book, and I just didn't get to it. But I really want to read Will's book, which is the last book. So, Nightfall, I think is what it's called. That might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So I'm just trying to kind of get through it. So I put it on here because it's on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm like, well, at least I wouldn't have to sit there with the big book that it is and just be like, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, is my hope, but we'll see. And then Darling Venom. So I know this was really popular a few years ago, and then it kind of got popular again. But again, a book I've had for a little while that I don't really like not have interest in reading, but I don't think is ever like top, like, oh my goodness, I want to read this so badly. So I thought it'd be a good one to put on here in case it gets picked, and then maybe it's a way for me to read it. The one I want the most, but I'm also terrified to get, Normal People by Sally Rooney. Again, you may or may not know, but I started reading Normal People after I watched the TV series because I didn't know that it was a book when I watched the TV series, because I watched it when I was like 15 or 16. Mind you, I'm 20 now. Oh my, sorry, I just like realized how long ago that was. Anyways, and so it's been a while since I tried to read it. And the reason I stopped was partially because of the way it's written, which, if you don't know, it's basically like there's no like quotation marks around like dialogue, which can get a little weird. But I've like seen people talk about like why it's that way, and I get why it's the way it is and everything. So that was part of it, but the other part was that I was also like pretty young and was like, I don't know, I feel like I would enjoy this better if I read it when I'm older, so I stopped reading it. But here I am, older, unfortunately. But also fortunately, I like being 20. But I'm scared because I know it's going to destroy me. The TV series destroys me. I know it's coming every single time, and I still cry every single time. I'm like emotionally attached to these characters, and I just can't help it. So I'm nervous, but I'm excited for it. And then we have The Girl Who Used to Know, which really the only reason that I still have the book and that I have it here is because it's actually set on my campus. I don't know if the author went here or if the author just likes the school, but it's set at U of I, which is where I go to school. So I thought that that was kind of cool, and I thought it'd be fun to read it while I'm here. And I didn't read it last year, so we're putting it on a TBR, hopefully again, maybe, to see if I can read it this year. And then we have Work It Out by, I don't know if it's Ava or Eva. I've known people who spell it EVA and call it Ava and Eva, so I don't know which one she goes with. And then Seidler, again, not sure how to pronounce her last name either. I almost requested an ARC of this before it came out, and then I was really busy at the time, so I decided against it, but I still wanted to read it, so I got it for Christmas. And then I just haven't read it yet, so thought I'd put it on the TBR. Another one that I want, but I'm also scared to read, and that is The Handmaid's Tale. So it's another series that I really, really like television-wise, and I thought that it would be fun to read it, and when I say fun, I mean distressing and traumatic and also upsetting. But I know that Margaret Atwood is like an amazing author, so I want to read it so badly. And then The Play by Elle Kennedy, because I read the Off Campus series. I loved it. I didn't read The Legacy because I heard it ruined the series for people, so I have it, but I never read it, and I won't be reading it. And then I started Briar U, and I read the first 2 books, and then I started the 3rd one, and I like really couldn't get into it, and so I DNF'd it for the time being. But I want to give it another shot because I've heard good things about the last book in the series, and so I want to try to read them all. But if it's still not like my vibe and I'm just not feeling it, like I'll still skip it and just go on to the next one at some point. But that's why that one's on there. And then the last book that is on the list is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. I have seen people talk about this book for years, and it's just an emotional wreck for them. So, you know, I'm excited if I get it to also be emotionally wrecked. But I don't know. It's a big book, so it's a little intimidating, because like when I think of big books, I usually think of fantasy and romantic books, but this is a romance book, so I'm a little like, huh, what is happening in that many pages? But I'm excited. So like usual, I'm gonna do 5 books, and we'll see which of these 5 I get. All right, let's spin to see what our first book is. Okay, sorry, that was a really weird noise because I'm excited and scared. That's what that noise was. It's The Handmaid's Tale. Exciting, because I do really want to read it, and the last season is actually coming out in April, so I'm really excited for that. But again, terrified. If you don't know, just look up the synopsis, you'll understand. But okay, Handmaid's Tale is our first one. Awesome. Next book. Okay. Stealing Home, which is the 3rd book in the Beyond the Play series. I actually like that, even though obviously I don't know what the rest of the books are going to be, because I know that The Handmaid's Tale is going to be rough, so having like a cute little like sports romance in here is probably like really good for me. So that's exciting. I still really want Normal People. I feel like having the boyfriend would be good too, because it's another like different genre, so like it adds variety to the TBR. But honestly, most of these I would be fine with. There's only a couple I'd be kind of like about. Okay. The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. Again, I'm excited, but it's not one that I've been like dying to read. So this is like an okay pick. I'm just excited to see what the difference is between her YA writing and her adult writing, and if there really feels like there's a difference, or is it just kind of like, oh, there's sex scenes added in, you know? So I'm curious to see what that'll be like. Fourth book. Okay. Kill Switch, Damon's book. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I kind of regretted putting it on there, and of course I get it, because of course I do. I feel like there are better options we could have gotten than Kill Switch, but it's okay. It gets me one step closer to Will's book, so I'm okay with it. But it's not my favorite, I won't lie to you. Okay, this is our last book. I'm scared. Like, I really want Normal People, but I also, there's so many others that I really want too, so I don't. All right, let's see what it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, the big book. A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. I don't even really know what it's about, to be honest with you all. I just know people cry at it, and people say it's like the best book they've ever read. Which I know people say about a lot of books, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm gonna do 6 because I really want Normal People, so I want to see if I can get it. But you know, I'm gonna spoil you all for April. I'm gonna give you guys 6 books on my TBR. Also, it's fun to spin it, so come on. No! Do you see how close we were? It would pick the pink one and it was the blue. Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god, what happened? No, okay. Whatever. Okay. It was Darling Venom. I'll stick with that. So I should be able to... Yeah, okay. Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, right, because I did 2 practice runs, that's... Okay. I was like, why is Icebound and Work It Out here? I did practice spins before, just to make sure like it worked and didn't glitch and stuff like that. So our ending list is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, Stealing Home by Grace Riley, The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas, and A Love Letter to Whiskey, and Darling Venom. Oh, Love Letter to Whiskey is Candy Steiner, and Darling Venom is... Give me a moment. Parker S. Huntington. I love having the computer here. I can look up the things, but I'm always like, I don't remember. I can actually look it up today. So those are the 6 books on my April TBR. I will say though, you all know I suck at sticking to TBRs. So if Normal People pops up in the April reading wrap-up, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. I will say March will probably be a lower reading month than January and February were because I got sick. So there was like a week to a week and a half where I just like didn't read, which has been awful. But when I'm sick, sometimes it's really hard for me to read. So yeah, but that is the TBR that I have for April. Okay guys, so that is my video for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you liked me picking my TBR this way, and you'd like to see me do it again, you guys can comment that down below. I'll be back at home soon for TBRs for a couple months because summer is quickly approaching, thankfully. So I'll be able to do more like fun activities than just like computerized generator thing. And I'll have more book options than I do here. But again, if you guys liked this, let me know down below. I'd be happy to do it again. I hope that you guys are all doing well and having a great spring break, or had a great spring break, because I know that's kind of what this time is. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!